Let's suppose you have an outfit like this, or like this, or like this, or like this, or even maybe like this, and you want to see it on a realistic model. Creating an image like that would require a few important tricks of prompting. We have discussed in the last video, creating a close-up face and a full body image works well in Midjourney especially, and I have given a prompt for you to use. And today I wanted to test that prompt and the resulting image out by combining that image with clothing that is lined out like this or this. Like you see, you have one bottom, one top. Sometimes I had glasses, accessories like watches and shoes. There are some like colognes here in these Pinterest mood boards because they are presenting a vibe here, but you don't necessarily need to have cologne to make the image work. So here are the results we got. Something like this. You would remove the shoes, of course, or which one? This is a lot better. Or maybe even this, or let's see, like these are good images that represent the outlined clothes in full preservation. It's even showcasing the cologne, so it might as well be an ad for right now. Like these are, this is not the outfit we want, but sure, yeah. Like you can see how well Seed Dream is generating these, and they are in 4K resolution, and so they are pretty much ready to be used in any video generation, or even like these kind of images are very well to use in a website. And we only got them out of these kind of clothing images lined up, and we generated the model in AI editor, so the model isn't real. Let's see, this one is also a good representation for this bunch of outfits. You can see how Seed Dream is able to generate those 6 or 7 pieces and combine that with the model we have given it to create these kind of great looking results that you could definitely use in an ad or yeah, down this. Okay, these are the experimentation that I have to go through. Like the cap wasn't staying on the model and that we were generating split images. Those were problems. We were generating like wrong outfits. And there were general issues about positioning, like having products laid out. Like this looks like the guy is like laying down on his back, because these do not fall down, like that should be the floor. But yeah, there were some errors, like a lot of errors that I had to go through to get these right. And let me show you how the prompt looks like in the end, so you can understand what made this work. So here is the prompt I used to generate that image. Told used man given an image 1. Image 1 is the reference image that I have for the man with the split shot for character consistency. And then I have told it to, like, I basically informed he has a close-up of his face and a full body image for you to easily reference. Make him wear the clothes on image 2 and fit him perfectly. Image 2 is the laid out clothes we have seen in the Pinterest boards. Then I told put him in a pose in a studio, like photorealistic and stylistic. Then I had to create these kind of prompts to make sure the output generations are usable and not disfigured. Avoid outputting split down two-sided images, because that was what the image generation did back when I first started. Then when I added that, it made sure there is a single person. We occasionally get the split image again, but those are very minuscule compared to what it is before you put that sentence down. Output should always be a single image. You want to iterate that, like you only need to generate single person. Avoid having objects in the air or on the ground, which was the iterative results I have shown you. Like in these kind of the generation put a Marlboro and like cologne and sunglasses on the floor, or it thinks those are on the floor, and that is not a result we are looking for. It generates wrongly. If you want to create a scene like that, just do it in another step, like combine the images after creating the man. Always find a way to position accessories on the person in a way that physically makes sense in a photo shoot. And when I said that, the output results gotten to look like these are more like these. Like he has the beer now on his hand, like holding the bag and wearing the rings. And there are some results like this, again, like these are floating, but in general there is a way to showcase how the sunglasses are on his eyes, and the glass watch is on his hand, like cologne is in his hand. Like you see, these are much better results than what we previously had. And never try to generate physically impossible poses. This was an issue, especially like where was him? Okay, so you can see like 3 legs, or yeah, or yeah, you might end up with results like this, like he is standing on top of his leg. Like what even is this? Like, do you even believe this is the same like image generation model with these? Like this one is like perfect, or even like even like this one. Yeah, you would just edit this image and make sure the blue Chanel blue is removed from the image, but otherwise this is a perfectly good result. And then you just had the leg staying on top of the air. Like, you want to have this kind of prompt to make sure the image generation doesn't go whack. And then I said keep details of clothing items real close to what you see in the image too, and that made sure we got the clothing details right. Like the sweater is always the real one I told in the image. And out of these 8 images we only got one where it is a wrong sweater, and I believe that's a good enough result when you're working with image models like these. And this was such a painful topic. Like, I had to all caps it, like put cap on top of the man's head, loose so hair shows while the man wears the hat, because like you can see the hat is on top of his head right now, and like the cap is like literally always on top of his head. But before I had that prompt written down, that we got images like these, like cap was just flying in the air, or like covering too much of his head, like in this one, to make sure there is no hair shown. This was one of the good results out of this, but like, out of 1 is only good result. Like you see again, like cap is just loose, flying everywhere. Like, before the prompt, it's like clearly something is wrong with this. Like, it doesn't understand that a cap should go on top of a person's head or something like that. You need to iterate that. Like, you need to mention it and press it on it. Like there was some weird head putting, like, okay, so but making sure that is all in all caps fixes the problem. We always have the hat in a nice and good position. Like, even this blue cap, like there was a problem you saw. There was only 1 good result out of the 8. Then you get like only 1 bad result out of, like 2 bad results out of the 8, but those are not about cap placement. So that sentence fixes it. Seed Dream behaves well with prompts, but you need to iteratively look at your process and understand what goes missing, what goes wrong, and you want to make sure you update your prompt each time to get the perfect kind of output. And well, if I was looking at this to iterate it again, I would suggest maybe if the photo shoot posing crops out the footwear, you want to not use shoes in the image. Like this one, it would fix this image, because if it wants to use every piece in image 2, but it also wants to create a dispose, so you can't get both at the same time, and there must be a sentence that allows it for Seed Dream to understand. But other than that, like Seed Dream generates output in 4K, so you can just zoom in on this one and you can see his face, you can see the clothing items, you can like observe these stuff, like, or maybe like look at his watch, look at what he's wearing down there. Okay, so those 2 are different, and which is right, which one is right? Okay, so this one is a bad output for the bottom half portion, at least. Like this one is much closer to the reality, but I think this one is the best output from them all. And you could even use this in your website, so people can zoom in and see the model and how the fabric sits on top of the person. Like this is that much realistic. I wouldn't even need to upscale this because it's in 4K already. I needed to iteratively create this process for myself for the brand I'm working with, and I hope it was great information for you to also use this. Like you wouldn't use the images from Pinterest, but you would use your own products, and you would simply like, okay, so this one, you can just copy the images, get them on a Canva screen, and like you would, I'm guessing you have these on your website already without a model. So then you would go ahead and select these two, and like you would download the selection. Downloading the selection would allow you to just download these images together on a white background, and that would basically be this image 2 for you. And for the image 1, I already talked about character consistency in my previous video yesterday. You would just watch that and understand how you can create a model like this for your photo shooting purposes, and it stays relatively consistent with all image generations because Seedream is just so good at keeping character consistency, and the method I mentioned in my last video is very great for creating these AI models to keep consistent. Like, it has that purpose in mind, and I hope you use these and create some great images that you can later then use as ads and make some more money. Bye.